I knew y'all be back. Alright. Stop.
Look at the top of his head.
I know. I heard it. I see it in my comments. I got it in my text messages. I got it in my DMs. I know. I look rough. I get it. But I can't help it. I look rough. Bro, I look bad, man. I look bad, bro. But that's not the point of today's video. We back to 7 3 times. We're back. So this is video 1. This is my first video. I mean, the last one technically was my first video, but this is not the intro. This is the official first episode. We back. I just wanted to take this video to talk about how I got into videography in the first place. You know, videography is how I pay my bills. That's how I eat. That's how I have a roof over my head. And I took that leap about 3 years ago now. I've been self-employed. I've took that leap. And it hasn't always been glamorous. It hasn't always been, you know, the best, but you know, God provided me with a skill that I could use to, you know, carry me through life and hopefully, you know, not just carry me, but help me excel above average. So I'll start from the beginning. I started shooting videos back in 2014. Before that, I never picked up a camera. You know, I took pictures every once in a while. You know, I never was really interested in holding a camera until it was time to go to college. I didn't know what college I was going to go to. I had no idea. I didn't really care, to be honest with you. It was really a last minute thing. So the only college that I knew about was Art Institute. I went to go to the audio engineering class because I wanted to be close to music because I'm a musician, I'm a drummer. And we'll save that for another episode. You know, I wanted to see what it was about, but it was a lot of math involved in being an audio engineer. I had to take a lot of math classes. Kind of ass at math a little bit. You know, I chalked that and I walked down the hallway to see what else was going on, see what else they had to offer. I walked into the TV film class and the presentation blew me away. You know, they had student films, they had different, like, you know, videos and stuff that people were doing. And I was like, this looks dope. Like, this looks like something that I could try at least, like, you know, to see if it's, you know, looks fun. I enrolled for that to be my major and I went for TV and film. And the first class, the first day, my assignment for the very next week was to bring a 1-minute video to class. And I was like, bruh, how the hell am I going to shoot a 1-minute video? I've never even picked up a camera. So I was like, you know, is this better? Like, if I just got, I feel like whatever I do, I'm gonna look like trash. Like, it don't even matter. I feel like whatever I do, my mustache still gonna like Yosemite Sam, and my hair still gonna look like Corbin Blue. Y'all gonna grind me up anyway, so I mean, I might as well just take it on the chin. Pause. So anyway, back to my story. I never touched a camera before, so I was like, how the hell am I gonna shoot a 1-minute video? I don't know what I'm doing. With a little help from somebody who was in the course before me, she helped me learn how to, you know, kind of shoot and kind of edit. And I threw something together, and I was terrified because I brought it back to class. And the first day, everybody was saying all these big words like aperture and ISO and frame rate, and I was like, what the hell is that? I don't know anything about any of that. So I pulled up. And like, your boy had the best video in the class. I ain't gonna brag about it, but your boy had the best video. And I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying, this is not bad. I might be able to do this. Everybody else's video was okay, and mine was a little bit over okay, just a little bit. I was like, damn, I might have something. So I stayed in school, and I kept working. I kept getting better. I kept learning new things. I learned Photoshop. I learned, you know, I took a TV studio class, so I know how to use a switcher. I did all of these other things, all of these unique things. But most of all, the most important part of school for me was when I was not in school. Because when I was not in school, I was working every day. I was going out in my backyard and shooting. I was getting some of my friends and gathering them up and just shooting them do random stuff. I was editing. I was coming up with random ideas that didn't make sense, but doing it anyway and learning how to use Final Cut at the time. That's what I used to use. And like, you know, and I just worked. I just kept working and I just kept trying stuff out. And eventually I got good. So, you know, one day I was in school after not being in school for 2 quarters because our institute's financial situation was trash. This guy said to me who stayed, you know, he stayed constant. You know, he never left. He never took a break. I took a couple breaks. because of the financial situation. And I showed them a video that I shot in my backyard with my dog. And I finally learned how to color grade. I had got a new camera. I got a Sony A7 II, and I learned how to color grade. And I shot in my backyard with my dog. And my couple classmates were like, "Yo, this is amazing. This is like final presentation worthy." I was like, "Really? This is just a random video of my dog." So I was like, "You know what? I think that I'm not even going to stay in school." And they were like, "Well, don't you want a job?" And I was like, "No, I don't want a job. I want to use my skills to, be more than just somebody that works at a TV studio." Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. I just didn't see the sense of me going to school to just get a job that pays me less than what I will owe the school. I basically dropped out because I realized that my work ethic outside of school was passing people's work ethic that were staying in school. And I was like, well, if school's holding me back that much, I should just spend all my time working. So I got a job at Best Buy so I could be closer to, get the discounts to get the stuff that I need. I worked at Best Buy for like 2 years. And, I was shooting music videos. And from doing music videos, I got a lot of connections. I met up with a lot of cool artists. I met up with a lot of different unique personalities. I started slowly getting a little bit more and more popular from doing music videos. Rappers started to notice me, and people started to notice my unique style, because I had a more cinematic style than what most people were used to because I'm a filmmaker, which is a whole nother video. But I would take my filmmaking capabilities and put them into my music videos to give my videos an extra twist, to give myself an edge over the competition. Because at the end of the day, we got to remember that videography, just like any other art, there is a competitive nature to getting clients once you start entering the realm of trying to turn your passion into a business. That's another lesson for another day. So with doing music videos, music videos was very fun. I got to be creative. I got to try new things. I got to learn a lot about my camera. I got to learn a lot about the editing software that I was using, which was Premiere, which is still Premiere. I still use Premiere to this day. And I learned a lot, and I met a lot of people. I got a lot of connections. But eventually I realized that the work ethic that I was putting into music videos was taking away from the work ethic that I would put into my films and the work ethic that I would put into my personal things. And I wasn't getting paid. I wasn't satisfied with the amount of money that I was making from doing music videos compared to the amount of effort that I was putting into it. So, I started to stray away from doing music videos a little bit. But while I was still doing them, I was doing vlogs, I was doing promotional videos. I was doing, commercials and different things like that, for everyday people like me and you, and it was cool. I was doing promo for clothing brands and hairstylists, and, it was cool. But it still just wasn't enough. It wasn't like, I still worked at Best Buy. I still had to have a job, and having a job, I felt like every day that I stayed at that job was a waste of time. I could have been working. I could have been shooting something. I could have been coming up with a new idea. And, I got really dissatisfied with my position. So instead of complaining, or instead of, trying to figure out, an excuse as to why, things weren't working out, I decided to push myself more. And, eventually I worked with an artist who had a connection to a person who had a connection to another person. And working with this particular artist, who was a popular Philadelphia artist, he had a lot of connections naturally. And, naturally, me being his videographer, I naturally gained a lot of those, connections too. So a friend of his friend was an event planner for this organization. So I never worked with organizations. I never worked with nonprofits. I never worked with anything like that before, because that wasn't cool. That wasn't like the cool thing to do. Music videos were fast. They were cool. They got a lot of views. They were hip or whatever. Hip? Did I just say hip? Hip? Ew. But anyway, yeah, music videos were cool. So it was weird to think about working for an organization or a nonprofit. But, I shot this event, and the event paid me $1,000 for one day. And I was like, I could make $1,000 in one day doing an event, which was probably 20% of the effort that I put into doing music videos. And I made double what I was making for doing music videos at the time. So I made $1,000 from shooting one event, and I was excited. Which, looking back on it, wasn't that much money. But at the time, I was 20 years old, and I never made $1,000 in one day. And it really hit me. This camera is really making me money, real money. And like, this is a month's rent that I just made in a day. I continued to work with this organization, and eventually, they were paying me on a month-to-month basis. And they were paying me a good amount of money each month for a certain amount of videos. And that's when my life changed. That's when I went from being a videographer and just getting extra money to videographer being my main source of income. And I quit Best Buy and I started working for myself. And next thing I know, I had that client, which was paying me a good amount of money. And then I got a TV show host by the name of Quincy Harris, who was also a connection of the first connection that I gained. And he started paying me on retainer. So I'm getting paid 2 retainers for shooting videos. And I was making the most money I've ever made in my life. I didn't think I could make this kind of money, like, from holding a camera. I didn't think it was possible. I mean, I thought it was possible, but I didn't think I would be making it at 20 years old, making that kind of money. 21 years old, making that kind of money from shooting with a camera. Versus all of the work that I was doing, shooting music videos, and now I felt like I was doing 1/4 of that work and making 20 times the amount of money.
Life is good. You know what I mean?
I was just excited. I moved into my first apartment. I bought my first car, and I moved out of my parents' house, obviously. I bought my first apartment while I stayed at my parents' house. My life was going really good, and it only started going higher and higher from there. I started getting more retainers, I started getting more clients, I started getting more connections, I started connecting people here and there. And now, I've built my company, 777 Media. I don't even know how many clients I have now, but I have a lot. I have a lot of clients. I've worked with a bunch of people, like I said in the intro. I work with celebrities, I work with television stations, I've worked with nonprofits, I've worked with grocery stores. Like, if you trust God to get you to where you want to be, He'll take you so far that you'll look at where you wanted to be and be like, how was I so small-minded? Because now I look at where I thought I would be at 25 years old, and I was like, why was I thinking so small? Like, now, by the time I'm 30, I can see myself owning a multi-million-dollar company easily. Not even a question, easily. I just got to keep having my faith in God and taking a step in the right direction. So I hope that, my story encouraged somebody. You don't have to be a videographer to make this kind of money. Being an artist, there's always a way. You can always find a way to monetize your art. You can always find a way to monetize what you love to do. You just have to be creative. But that's what you are. You're an artist. So, and if you're an entrepreneur, if you're not an artist, you just find a creative way. Because technically, if you're an entrepreneur, you have to be creative. So you are technically an artist. But you just have to find a creative way to build off of what you're trying to sell, whether it be that product, whether it be that service. You got to figure out how you can monetize that to the best of your ability. Find a retainer, find a contract, find a client that'll keep coming back to you. Make yourself appealing to everybody, as many people as you can. And I guarantee you the bag is there. Trust me. The bag is there. That's episode 1. I know I was real long-winded. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I really, really appreciate all the love that the intro got. I appreciate the likes, the subscriptions. Please continue to do that. Hit that like button, subscribe. Please hit the bell, because I'm gonna be dropping videos every week, 1 or 2 a week, and eventually we'll get to 3 a week when I start. We'll see what's going on. The guest is coming. The guest is coming. I got like 10 guests on the list, and they're all fire, like all of them. You don't want to miss not one guest. So I need you to keep it locked with me. Pull up to episode 2. Tell your friends. Share the video. You know what I'm saying? Like the video. Subscribe to the video. And stop talking shit about my hair. I'm going to holler at y'all in the next episode.